Welcome to RX1 Nation Live with Claxton and Corbet. I'm Dave Claxton, and Seb is on the scene.
Right
Seb,
on the seat, my friend Dave. We
yeah.
just
How's
had
it
a
going
good
out there?
7 hours of setup right now.
7 hours of setup, Seb. Like
Yep.
realistically, come on. Can you not kick it up a notch? Crack the whip a little bit. Like, let's get in charge here. I mean,
Yeah, listen, we
this
used to
is a
set up on the
race.
Fridays, but the thing is getting so big now that we have to start setting up on the Thursday. So we do the festival zone on Thursday, and then we do the rep zone on Friday now. That's our
As
new way to do things.
speaking of getting so big, congratulations. This is like a record, right?
For a regular season race, it's a record. The previous record was 519, and now we're 543. For a final, 690 for a grand final is a record that was just prior to the COVID that we hit 690 for a final. So let's hope this year we can kick that record's ass.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna get into the sevens, maybe 750, then next year hit the 1,000 mark.
Let's hope though. Let's hope so.
All right. So we are getting ready, like you say, we are going to Rigaud. This one to me is the most different race because you are on the ski hill.
Yep.
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 Now, and I'm gonna ask you a question right now. I know you don't like to talk about details, but this one kind of has to be, it's a big one. It's a big one, and I think
Go ahead. Go ahead.
the build crew you'll be knowing here. So in the videos and stuff and in the athlete guide, it says obstacle course.
Yeah.
Are the
Yeah. I know. I
obstacles
know.
getting there?
You must have been so sad about that one.
I know,
Because
man. I was
last
ready. I was
year,
I was already on my podium. I was ready to go.
I know. There's an obstacle course here on the mountain. It's a single track course, which is when last year we wanted to do it, we wanted to implement it, but by the time that the course was set up and everything, and we got to see the place, it was a bit too late, and it's not open to everyone. You know, the obstacle like expert and pros can do them. That's fine, but it's very single track. So
Yeah.
I hate the waiting part. Like that's something we took off from RX1 away years ago, and the obstacle that we have here with because there's obstacle right away from the start almost, and so that would allow like people having to wait to climb the thing. And it's not something that we value at RX1 Nation. So we took away the obstacle last year, and by mistake, the course director Jan McDuff copy pasted the part of running from last year, and so very sorry. Whoever's a fan of obstacle, we're sorry about that. That was a mistake. If we ever can bring back obstacle that we used to, like at the beginning, we used to own our own obstacle. They were easy obstacle, but at least there was some. We will bring them back, but that will allow 4 or 5 people to kind of go through, at the same time. But here, the obstacle, it's 31% of the time.
Yeah, you can't have that, right? You don't want, like you say, the bottlenecks. You don't want to stop and wait, and especially too if you get someone that tries and fails,
No, no, no,
and
no.
it just,
We
yeah,
exactly.
even me who salivates at the idea of having obstacles on course and how much that would help me. Yeah, you don't want that. It would just be it would wreck the race. It really would.
Well, you could literally lose. You saw many race Dave finishes under a second. Like
Hmm.
almost every weekend, we have a race in whatever category that finished under a second. Difference between winner and second place. So you don't want an obstacle to be the reason for first or second place.
Yeah.
So
All
as
right. So,
as nice as it sounds and looks and everything, we want to keep it as fair as possible.
all right. As long as in the final, I get like a salmon ladder and some laches, good stuff like that. That's okay. All is forgiven. That'll be
We'll
fine.
try to make that happen
That'll
for
be
you,
fine.
David.
That'll be fine. I'll even help build that one. All right, so let's take a look at the course here through the beauty of screen sharing.
I
Uh,
gotta say, Dave, it's funny at the gym. It's the first time I hear the athletes looking at it as and it was fun to hear as how can I say that as an accomplishment rather than let me go win something at this race. The talk in the town for last especially last week since the video came out is my God, that's going to be a challenge.
mhm.
Not that's going to be something where am I going to beat someone or no, that will be a challenge in my life. I could say bucket list 2024 that Rigaud race. I fucking finished it. That's the vibe at the gym right now. and it's fun. It's fun. It's a different vibe. It was really fun to hear. Nobody was talking about I want to win this, I want to beat that person like they did at the other race. No, no, it's let me finish that one. That was the talk at the gym.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's go through it and then we'll talk a little bit about that too. But
Yep.
I will tell you, so I kind of felt like that a bit too, where all right, so let's just start off here. We got a 400 meter, and it says 400 meter here. We do know that can be open to interpretation.
It will be 400 meters. That's the plan. Honestly, it's a 200 meters up, 200 meters down. It's the first time we bring reg back to our races ever, ever, ever. Thanks to Murph Fitness for that. It's part of our sponsorship. There will be a 30 pound for all women, whatever race, whatever category. Sorry, and 50 pounds for men, whatever category. So same distance. Obviously, whoever can run it runs it and have an edge. Who has to walk it. But it could be a game changer right away for someone like you, Dave, that might be used to carry a rec bag, and you're like, you know what, I can run this, no problem. We could already say maybe a minute or two right away off the bat from someone that starts walking instead. And only that, following that, you have about a 1.5 kilometer run in hills, going up and down hills. For a guy like you, again, used to that, you could end up getting to the first station with a 4 or 5 minutes edge right away. That's possible.
Yeah, yeah. The thing with the rec bags, and yeah, everybody who's an OCR person who's done lots of Spartan or whatever, or OCRWC is very familiar with carrying that stuff, and it could be an edge. I like it's at the start. Like you say, this can be a little bit of a separator, especially going onto the hill, because some people will be very familiar, like you say, some people won't, and it's interesting for pacing. Whereas a lot of times we see people go out really fast. This is going to be interesting. Like if they were just running straight up the hill, they'd like charge up the hill. This is going to be interesting because you already have done a little climb up and down with the weight and then have to start your run. So it really can affect people's pacing. So even if you're really good at it, it might still be a time to hold back and just save that energy a bit.
It's whoever's experienced with reg bag and heel, it has an edge on this race for sure. Because I mean, it's you're looking at if you're on a treadmill, it's a minimum of 15% incline
Yep.
where we put the reg bag. So imagine getting on the treadmill at 15% incline, putting that red bag on your shoulder. Are you gonna walk or are you gonna run?
Yep.
If you
Yep.
can run and it still doesn't tax you, wow! Like it's many many minutes right away that you gain right away.
Yeah. Awesome. I love the inclusion. I'm glad it's in there.
And on that note, we have a guy. It's a new guy on the nation tour that is showing up on this Saturday called Charles Bone. He was at the Ottawa Marathon. That was what 2 weeks ago, Dave. I
I
think.
think so. I think
Or
so. Yep.
yeah, and he finished 26th
Woo.
overall. That means he beat some world class athletes. His pace average on a marathon was 3 minutes and 42 seconds, if my memory serves me well.
That's unreal. That's
And he
crazy.
runs normally trails and mountains.
Now
So
that
this guy, I mean, he's running, I believe, intermediate, I think, this weekend. But even on a 1.5 plus the reg bag, could easily have a 5 minutes edge right away on station number one. Easily.
Oh yeah, because he's good. Like he could be a minute and a half per kilometer faster than people.
Think
Like,
about it. Think about how
easily,
fast how
easily.
fast that is.
Yeah, that's insanity. That's crazy. Well, that'd be fun to watch. What category is he in?
I like I said, like I'm doubting between either amateur 35, 30, 44 or intermediate 20 35, 44. I'm not quite sure.
Good spot for him. Let's keep him there.
As long as he's not expert, huh?
That's right. That's right. All right. So we got the shoulder to overhead front rack carry. I love this one. This is one of my favorites.
It's funny you mentioned this because that was one in the gym when we practiced that people looked at me like, "Fuck, Seb, that's hard."
It
Like
is.
they were surprised. We only did 20 reps, which I think that's what Jan's going to be doing for the race. So we did 20 reps, 1 rep every 12 feet. That's what we
Mhm.
did. And the taxation on the shoulders from carrying that bar in between the reps. I mean, listen, like we went from athletes that were like excited about the race to like, wow, I'm just at station number one
Mhm.
of reps, and I'm like dying here,
I
and there's
did
so
a
much left to do.
I did like about a half sim, kind of condensed it to half back on
Yeah,
I think it was and did a half sim. And yeah, it definitely is. Now, personally for me, I like it because again, it's low skill and just high brute force, and that's my jam. Let's keep all that high skill stuff away from me. But it is definitely early on, and that was the same thing. Like I got off that run and got to that, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt. Like this is gonna hurt good."
Yeah, definitely
You
gonna
know?
hurt.
I like that one. Then we're into a classic RX1 sled pull, which we know is always heavier than you expect. Um,
Always, always. It's very rare that the sled pull are easy on our explanation. It does happen, but it's really, really rare that there is.
yeah, and reading the guide there, it says that the feet and the feet and the body and everything must stay inside the zone, the pull zone at all times. So I'm assuming you can walk with it a little bit, like on some of the pulls, but I'm not sure.
But that's the idea, David. Like, when we put a zone like that, we're gonna put two lines. Whatever the hell you have to do between those two zones, get that sled across. So
Except for sit down. It does say you can't sit down. You got to stay standing.
exactly. But as long as you stand, I mean, you stay between the lines. Yeah.
Perfect. And then we got the kettlebell carry, which this is always an interesting one. Again, practicing this one
Wow.
is a little bit different.
Wow. Wow. I was not happy with Jan with that one. I mean, my athletes had such a hard time with this one. We're trying to figure out, is it the heavier kettlebell on the shoulders and the lighter in the end, or the opposite? It seemed like the boys were happier with the heavier kettlebell on the shoulders, and the woman were. It's we didn't came out with a standard at the end of the week of what's better. So
Yeah.
that's a tough one. That's a good curveball. I call it a nice curveball from Jan
Yeah, for
on that
me,
one.
this one was difficult to sim because I only have dumbbells. I don't have kettlebells. So it's, when you have the dumbbell and the rack, it's
Not
completely
not
different.
not the same at all.
Not even
Not the
close.
same at
So I
all.
don't think that my sim gave me very good feedback on what that was.
Because think
But
about it, because if you grab the lighter kettlebell and they're heavy, like for every
mhm,
category, they're heavy.
yeah.
If you take the lighter kettlebell in your arm for a farmer carry, you you got to be able to clean the other kettlebell on the shoulder properly.
Hmm.
And if you never clean the kettlebell, it's a whole different ball game than a bar and a dumbbell.
Yes.
So I mean, that's a very good curveball. That I really like what Jan did on that one.
And the separate weights stops you from being able to switch back and forth
Yes,
so
yeah,
easily.
exactly,
Right. And
exactly.
that's the big thing that got me. I'm like, separate weights, why? And I'm like, when I did it, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't just switch. I can't just like go and clean the other one, put the other one down in farmer carry.
Yeah,
If I wanted
exactly.
to switch, I'd have to set everything down and reset up again and
Yeah,
takes time.
it's a brain one.
All right, cool. And then we have the slam ball carry again. I like these. Now last year this was on the hill and this was a grueling nightmare.
It will
I'm
be again. It's the 10th year that we come here, and I believe it's the 10th year that we have the Istanbul carrying the hill. Like it's a classic.
Yeah.
Um, like you said, the word drooling it is because it's not. It's comfortable to put the ball. You put it on one shoulder, put it on the other shoulder, put it on your chest. There's different ways you could use the ball, but it's just so long. Like it's so long the way you carry it that, and the pitch is like it's always within the pitch, and that ski hill pitch is way more than 20% incline.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one.
Yeah, you got to have your energy here. And I mean, you it's it like I said, I remember last year and there was a ton of passing going on at that point because nobody was getting through it unbroken. Everybody was stopped.
No, no, there's no way.
Some people were
Everybody's dropping.
setting it down and sitting on the ball. They were just so done. And
Yeah,
it's crazy. It was but again, I love it. It's just a grind. I like that
yeah.
grind.
It's a station where you could lose or win your race. Literally,
Yeah.
just at that one station because there's so many minutes that could be lost or win at that one station.
Yeah, yeah, you're talking about maximizing your rest time. That's where you need to do it. Right. And then we're
100%.
back through the run.
Yep. That is basically you're coming back the same way you went up the mountain. You're gonna go down the same way down the mountain. So you're looking at a similar up and down basically overall.
Yeah, yeah. And that one, if it does play similar to last year from my memory, it is actually feels a little bit shorter that run because you have already gone up a bit of the ways with the dead ball.
100%. That's it. You by not really knowing and walking, you went up the whole mountain. So it's really just a drive all the way down, basically. That's left.
Yeah. So then we're into the med ball sit-ups, and these are different. So anyone who's done like deck or stuff like that or is used to the butterfly med ball sit-ups, these ones you're actually going from behind the head and going right to your toes, so straight-legged to the feet.
That's what I'm understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. And then combining it with the thrusters. I love me some thrusters.
Thrusters, the same thing. It's a bit like the slam ball. I don't remember the last time in the Rigaud at that mountain that we didn't have thrusters. It's
Yeah,
like almost like if it's not a bar, it's not dumbbell. If it's not gonna, there's always thrusters somehow at this mountain.
yeah. I remember it was dumbbell thrusters last year combined
Yep.
with, or right around the same
Toast
time as
to bar,
toes
I
to bar.
think.
Yeah, yeah, toes to bar. Yeah. That was a good combo for me. I liked that combo. That was all right.
Mm.
All right. So burpees over a bench plus box jump. Now, this has caused a bit of confusion and been changed a little bit as far as I'm to
Um,
understand.
Basically, you have a bench. It will be our new sponsorship bench by Murph. Your ends will be allowed to be on the bench. I believe expert and pro, you have to jump over. Intermediate and under, you could just step over the bench.
Yep.
So the burpees are over the bench, and then the box, it's a jump on the box.
Okay, and I actually have a little video for the burpees on bench over on here that I'll show right after we get through
Okay,
that.
cool.
All right. So then we got our front clean front squat. Everybody's favorite. Just squat.
Hold on, you skipped something somewhere. Hold on. You're supposed to have medicine ball. Oh, we did the medicine ball set
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
the burpees. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yes, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right,
So
100%.
yeah,
So
so
the
we had
clean and the front squat there.
clean the front squat. And
And you know what? That's a station that kind of broke our athletes this week, where already they found the race like tough and everything, and they thought, okay, I'm finally gonna get to the barbell and kill it at the barbell. But no, it didn't happen. I mean, they were so gassed when it got there. It felt forever that station at the barbell.
well, yeah, I mean, like normally you think, okay, 15 cleans with that weight. All right, I can do that. 15 squats with that weight, I can do that. But you're absolutely trashed. And you've just done so much, you got your thrusters, you got your box jumps, you've exhausted the legs, and now you want to do squats with it, right? And nine, sure, but 15 and 12, that
Yeah,
they're hard. They're hard. And again, you say it many times, that light weight is never so heavy as it is at the end of the race.
man.
That's
It
right.
still surprises me after 12 years of it.
All right. So now this part here, I consider a personal assault because
Oh,
because
personal assault.
personal
Okay,
assault
go ahead, David.
because
Tell me, Dave.
it led me into this crossovers. I'm set. The ugly Dave, we can bang out crossovers like mad. That's no problem. I'm like, finally a skilled move I can do. And then he throws in another 100 double unders. So I'm going from first to last right here.
Well, listen, you're lucky because I have a friend here, Mr. RX1, that works with us to do the setup and the pickup of the race and everything. And when we put out that the single cross would be there, we had a few calls, saying you guys can't do that. It's in the middle of the season, blah blah blah. I said, listen, I said we had some amateur in the gym after
Mhm.
10 minutes doing them. Like it's not a hard skill to get. But this guy, Eric Roy, he's at 4 hours of private training and still can't do them. It
So
will be a hell of a challenge for him to do them. So I can understand maybe some athletes across the province that are just so mad at us right now for the single cross. But the beauty of it, if you understand the rule properly, the cross is counted and the single that you do after is also counted.
yes,
So if you do
goes
them
quick.
unbroken, literally you just did only 15 cross out of 30 example.
Yeah, yeah. You're doing 30 single unders. And it goes quick. So I mean, and I will
Yeah.
say on my own behalf, I've been practicing the double unders and I will be much better than last year, but still,
Fantastic, Dave. I'm
still
glad to hear that.
absolutely garbage.
Your team needs it.
Yeah, yeah. So then we got, like I said, 50 double unders, 50 crossovers, and 50 double unders. And then the handstand walk for the pros.
The instant walk will be, it's never long. It's the first one of the year. Every time we have it for the first time, it's never a long distance. Or if it's long distance, the sections are short, But what we're working on, I'm going to show you in the camera. Can I reverse this thing here? All right, let's look at this. So here's the setup. So we just got a new turf, like things we were supposed
Okay.
to get in April. We finally got them.
Nice.
So basically, we're looking at about a distance that's going to go from here to about here. So we're looking at about 12-foot distance for instant walk. So tomorrow, Jan is coming up, and we're going to try to figure out exactly what we're going to ask the pros. But right now, it's in our head is to ask one length unbroken, so no
Hmm.
section, like a 12-foot that you do in one shot. But what you don't see here is about right here where my finger is.
Yeah.
That's about a foot and a half lower than
Yeah.
here. So, and this is about a foot lower than here. So you go down a hill and then you go up a hill. And
Oh,
whoever did some instant walk in the past, you have to have a hell of an adjustment on the hip. The hip is leading on the handstand walk. And as you go down the hill, then your hip wants to go fast forward, but you can't let it go that fast. You'll stumble in front. And same thing going up a hill. The hill is falling back; it doesn't lead. So, I mean, for whoever's not used to going up or down certain hills or climb, um, they'll have a hard time on instant walk. Even if Jan tomorrow decides to have, like, let's say, shorter section, it still will be a hell of a challenge for the pros.
that's crazy, man. I'll be honest. I'm just seeing controlled car or carnage at going down the hill, especially like almost, especially for those who are great at handstand walks are going to do the thing, but those who are maybe just getting it, there's
That's
going to be a
exactly it.
lot of somersaults over that finish line at the
That's
end.
it. You'll have maybe out of the we have I believe we have I think it's 30 something pros. Like we never had as many pros as this Saturday coming up, and maybe 10 of them can do whatever they want with their hands, so it won't affect them. But you're 20 or so. I mean, they have no idea what's coming from them. Like
All right.
it's gonna be a battle. There's gonna be a line of pros in the back of that turf. Just keep going at it. Whoever gets it, gets the ranking.
So I'm going to be there with my camera at the end of the day, just videoing the
You
car,
have to.
the,
You
the
have to.
train there. All right. So as I said before, we do have a video of hold on, let me find it again. We should have a video. There it is of the box overs. So sorry for the little bit of delay. Here we are, and we
No
have
problem.
video. So here's our little demo on
Yeah,
burpees over bench, just like that. And as you said, Seb, you want to make sure the knees are going over the bench,
that's it.
and then
So
you say,
even if the legs, even if the foot is kind of lagging behind the bench and not clearing the bench, that's not the thing we'll be looking at. It's really making sure that the knees are going above it.
and like you see, expert and pro, just like you said, are
That's the
jumping.
job.
Junior, intermediate, amateur are able to step.
That's it.
And then, just like you said before here, the counting on the reps, each time you crossovers a rep.
That's it. So your first single doesn't count. It's your first cross that counts, and then every single between the cross.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. So other than that, other than the crazy mountain, all the stuff to the incredible carries, anything else that we can expect, or this time there is no decision on shoes. You're running your trail shoes. You bring
But you
those
got to put the trail. You got to
those
put the
on.
trail because everything is there's no straight ground. You're in a mountain. Whoever knows the ski hill, there's nothing straight. Like there's not a single place on this mountain that is straight and flat. So you need to have good grip on your shoes. That's very important. Um, it's going to be like even including our finals because of the number of spectators that we're expecting. I'm pretty sure will be the biggest event we ever had. I'm pretty almost sure of that. Just from the people I hear around, whoever's coming, families and friends, and this and that. So expect a very memorable day, honestly,
Mhm.
and the fact that everybody talks about it as a challenge rather than a race or a ranking or. It just shows like it like so many people came and trained, like we had some people all the way from Terrebonne driving here and people from Gatineau driving here to train at the mountain because it stresses the shit out of everyone. So I'm still looking forward to it, but just the fact of doing it, finishing it, and saying, you know what, I was there in 2024 at that mountain and that freaking race that Jan did. I was there and I finished it.
You rest assured that eventually that course will be the first pro race that I get through.
Oh no, okay, perfect. All right, that's
That'll be the
interesting, my
one.
friend.
I
That's
think
interesting. There's no, you saw there's no gymnastic, huh? No rig tomorrow. That's very, very rare.
that's
No
right.
rig tomorrow.
Well, I think last year it was toes to bars for the pros as well. And the only thing that kept me out last year was the handstand walk.
Okay, okay, okay.
And I'm like,
Get that
God,
done. Get that done.
that would have been a
Takes
chaos. So
a few hours of work, and you'll get it done.
2025, 2026, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Dave. I'm registering this.
All right, guys. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you all this weekend on the mountain. Bring your trail shoes and be ready to be mad at Seb for whatever he's done.
Hey, yeah, yeah, not me. Yeah, no more responsible of any of this.
Long course, everyone.
All right. Bye bye, the nation.